begin the World Cup of
Stadium. Today, a good scrap in the AFC North. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And we're underway from Pittsburgh. Kenneth Gainwell now to return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's safe to say, Kate, Aaron Rodgers may be one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL, but there is nobody that will question his ability to spin a football different than everybody else. Just ask his receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's ever played with him. He elevates their game, and he often elevates his own game to an MVP kind of level.
I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing him a loss, first play of the game. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough third down.
First, break out the coffee along the sideline. Get everybody a dose of caffeine, because one side came to play, and the other better wake up.
real quick. Whole squad on that round.
Digging deep in the playbook here, and this is 3rd and 11. 3rd and long for him here. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10 from the 43. Off the play fake. Here's Rodgers. Complete out to the right side. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Back to the line they come, 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. Into the hands of Pat Fryermuth. Well, this certainly makes the 3rd down easier. Nearly avoided it altogether. Gain of 10 right up near that marker now.
You know, kid, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They sneak it with Rodgers. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's 4th down.
That's all you could really expect from a sneak, Kate. One, maybe a couple yards. So in that way, their job was executed. But the play call, well, that leaves me, and I think many, scratching our heads.
On 4th down, it's Corliss Waitman on for the Steelers to punt this away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player, the most exciting player, not just in his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
His back Derrick Henry was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but, man, the defense took that away, too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy complete.
Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
And he'll be met near the line to limit the game to a yard. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Lamar now from the gun. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Good for Baltimore. First down. A gain of 15. And the Ravens first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
All set to go now from the 35. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
This is Henry on second. Stops the defender. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
You want to drain some of the excitement, some of the noise from a home stadium? It's exactly how you do it when you go on the road. Run it right down their throat from the jump.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Running once more with Henry. Quite the turnaround these last two plays, huh? Nice gain on one, and now they get him behind the line. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Changing it up here.
Run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
All right, 2 yards to go here on 3rd down on what will be the 9th play of this impressive drive. Henry's going to try to pick it up. It's going to be short of that goal line, Brock, but not of the marker. They've got a 1st and goal.
4 yards.
Love the way they decided to keep the drive moving, Brock, pounding it forward, sending an early tone on this opening drive.
It sure does, both physically and then mentally as well, because you know and I know successful run often leads to great play-action pass.
Henry takes it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, this coaching staff has got to be a happy partner. A calm and calculated opening drive. Really impressed with the score, how they controlled the football, and they played at their own pace.
Yeah, it's one of those drives that just pays dividends. I know it's the opening drive, but you're just taking some of the starch out of that defense and putting some doubt in their mind. Like, man, they just methodically shoved it right down our throat.
Here is Tyler Luke now on for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Steelers nothing.
Set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Johnson with a return here. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner. And this gets out to the 30. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First and 10 now from the 30. Rodgers off the play action. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, second down. Now the completion rate is strong, partner. The yards, you got to imagine, will start to come soon enough.
You never go broke taking a profit, and you know this one too, Kate. The crumbs always lead to...
Oh, the cookie. I'm hungry. Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. Working out of the gun. Here's Rodgers. And this one's not going to connect. It's knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's 3rd down. Well, he's been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yep.
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Called in one side. And he has it right near midfield here. It's about a yard short. They gain 11 on that play. And the Steelers have a first down.
Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. First and 10. Thielen, the receiver, in motion left. Off play action. Here's Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And this is going backwards. The defense all over that draw, and they're going to lose yards. 3rd down coming up.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running backs because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Corliss Waitman on to punt. And they could really use a good one here. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them. Right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
First down throw for Jackson. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call a gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. A draw now, this is Henry. And he manages to get back to the line, but no further, as we're at the end of one. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. 7-0 is our score. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They still have 5 to go here, 3rd down. Another run for Henry. He's trying to get away, but unable to do so. They catch him behind the line on 3rd down. Now, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
The Ravens gonna punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Steelers offense headed out. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Warren. His charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Play fake. Here's Rodgers. Oh, quick there. And they bring him to the turf. And it'll be 3rd down coming up after this defense's 3rd sack of the game.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense.
Ravens going with a dime package now. 3rd down. Rodgers from the gun. Caught into the hands of Freiermuth. And he's all the way across midfield down to inside that 45-yard line. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball.
And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. They get 22 out of that play. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it. And that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
First down throw here by Rodgers. He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So second down now after the incompletion.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 from the 21. To throw is Rodgers. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
All right, up to the point of the game, Kate. Now, we got to get the ball out of our hands. He is just taking a beating all game long. And on this drive, yet again, find a way to protect, find a way to run, and get the ball out of his hands.
Four guys out wide. Here we go, 3rd and long. To the air on 3rd and long. Throw right side, caught by Smith. And he's going to have enough for the first down, not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with the 1st and goal.
Steelers first down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
That one connects. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and then netted some positive yards.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Warren has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
When you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Offense is getting closer, but 2 yards left to figure out. It's 3rd and goal. The flag comes out. This is going to back them up to the edge of the end zone.
False start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards.
Still 3rd down.
Backed up by an unforced error, and this is 3rd and 7. Rodgers set to pass. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. It takes a special quarterback to thread the needle. He couldn't do it.
You know what that's like? That's like passing across your own crease in hockey, Kate. That's a big no-no. When you challenge double coverage in the end zone, and let me tell you, coaches don't really like that either.
Boswell able to knock it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is if the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Return starts at the 3. Escapes a defender. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. We see the Ravens making their way out now. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner. So hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. Caught by Flowers. And he's going to go out of bounds before he's going to make anything of that effort, partner. It's going to be a loss of it looks like about 1 on first down.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Short pass brought in. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Third and 2, here's Jackson. And the steel curtain just too much. He's taken down. And they're staring at a 4th down now after that sack.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Jordan Stout on now to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He takes the fair catch at about the 26. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw. Hits him on the out route. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Rodgers will look to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
We've set it downs from 37. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. It's caught right side by Freiermuth. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Again, Rodgers. That's caught in stride by Freiermuth. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Quite a defensive battle, Brock, that we have got so far as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Acrisure Stadium in just a moment. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Warren. Blocked by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Well, that's just about textbook defense and how to shut down an RPO. The coverage was tight, the numbers were up, and then the bodies were there to stuff that run before it could get going.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malachi Starks.
Well, nickel has really become the base defense for so many teams in the league because the passing game has become so prevalent today. It really makes it so much more difficult to find an open throwing lane. It gives defenses a lot more speed on the back end to step in front of passes just like that.
Baltimore running its offense out now. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. First and 10 from the 32. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Asante Samuel Jr. makes the play. And the Steelers are going to be set up in goal to go after a great return down inside the 10.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's first and goal. Back to work after throwing the pick. He's got it. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers get some late points and the lead. Pat Fryermuth, the touchdown. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
And it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Steelers push their lead to 3.
Ravens 7.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Ravens to the line now. First and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. He'll set up the screen for Henry. Short pickup to their own 31. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Lamar now from the gun. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And that means 3rd down coming up.
With each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative, this quarterback, stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
Jackson now on 3rd. That is once again incomplete, and consecutive incompletions have now pushed them to 4th down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
The Ravens getting ready for the punt. Calvin Austin on the return for the Steelers. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Takes this in at the 25. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Now elsewhere on the return, there's an injured player in need of some attention, which he will get as trainers head his way. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Here's Rodgers. This is Metcalf working that right side. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. The Steelers calling their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Rodgers from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. Now Rodgers. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. And they've got to him just a step or 2 before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Steelers have a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
So 1st down from the 41. Throwing again here, it's Rodgers. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's 2nd down coming up.
It just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
They'll throw again. Rodgers. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he will manage a little before being forced into a slide, as that's going to chip something off this upcoming 3rd down. All right, they're going to call a timeout. 3 seconds left. That means 1 last play in this half. Here comes Chris Boswell in the Steelers field goal unit. This a 54-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So a 1-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Big thank you to our guy Scott Hansen and the gang down in Orlando. Got a close one here, Brock, as our 2nd half gets underway. Now Boswell on to send this away. Rasheen Ali on the return. Jukes away from one. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Raven offense headed out for this first series of the 2nd half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. 3rd quarter starts with a run from Henry. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. The tight end in motion now. Out of the gun, Henry. Well, he continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Throw here, 3rd down. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And this defense makes the stop in a big way to bring up 4th down.
That is not the way they needed to come out of the locker room here to begin the second half. Trailing, you got to play with a sense of urgency. You got to protect your quarterback, and they didn't either.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. That play made by an all-pro from last season, Marlon Humphrey.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
And the Steelers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
A give left side to Warren. A lot of space ahead. He has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. It's a pickup of 26. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. They'll go again with Warren. And he'll gain about 7 on this one as he gets him down into the red zone.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Counterplay here, Warren. No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be 3rd down.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now they're looking to throw with Rogers. Hits him on the in route. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Pressure coming. Rodgers. Catch is made in close. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers push their lead further to start the half. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this two-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Tomlin, never afraid to go for two, has his offense out to do just that.
The Steelers will line up for the two-point.
Rodgers trying to throw for it. And he's into the end zone for two. That sets him up with a 14-point lead.
Steelers 21, Ravens 7.
That's about trust. Trusting your QB is going to make the right decision on these crucial scoring plays. He found his read, and he made the connection for two.
Now Boswell on to send this away.
Pittsburgh.
Ali to return it. He dodged the tackle. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. Tight end, motioning right. Lamar off the play fake. He'll try and run this. This gets forward to around the 29. Stopped by someone who began as a star for these Ravens, now a rival, Patrick Queen.
Dude, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Play action now with Jackson. This one's to Andrews outright. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little shorter than 35.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Jackson trying to sneak it. They were loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stop him at the line. No gain.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, hit the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the first.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. They give to Henry on the inside handoff. He's pushed straight ahead. That's maybe a yard at most. Brought down by the 4-time All-Pro, Cameron Hayward.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Takes off right out of the read option. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
3rd down, Steelers in the dime. 6 DBs out there. Changing it up here, Jackson. That one finds his man, likely. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. Flying down the middle with Henry. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
On 2nd down, here's Henry again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
First down, and they go right back to him. He's foray up the middle, and that's about 3. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
This is Henry on 2nd. Running down the left side. And he's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone. Brock inside the 15. Gain of 26 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
Throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play action, here's Jackson. And he scores. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Well, Brock, it wasn't hard to see why they botched on that play fake. Even our camera operator was fooled into thinking it was a run, but certainly made it easier to connect on that touchdown pass.
And that's all about the attention to details, Kate. Really is. The offensive line getting their pads down. The running back and quarterback at that mesh point, making it look exactly like a run. You do the details on the front end, and the play-action game rewards follow on the back end.
Here's Luke for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here's Gainwell. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. So we're through 3 here. It's the Steelers with the ball. They're leading, but not by a lot. Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Trying an inside give to Warren. And he stopped after picking up 9, so they're set up well here with 2nd and 1.
That run may not have gotten you at first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
Less than a ruler needed here on 2nd down. Warren once more.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. And some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Warren here from the gun. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Taken down at the 41. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Off play action. Here's Rodgers. Ravens get him. Down he goes. It's the 5th time they've gotten there for a sack in this one, Brock. They're going to try for number 6 on 3rd down.
We get so stuck, Kate, on decision-making being the ball in the hands and where's he throwing it. The ball in the hands in the passing game, and what kind of decision is he going to make? When in reality, in this game, in the 4th quarter, decision-making is also knowing when to salvage a play. Salvage that real estate that's so important to try to play a little add-on and make this a 2-score game. That sack, that's not going to help in that decision at all.
It's 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Brought in inside the 20. And he will get it down to the 16-yard line.
And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Escapes the defender. And they're going to have 1st and goal after he picked up a nice chunk there.
4 yards. That's another Steelers first down. 1st and goal.
I think anytime these offensive coordinators in the NFL call a run play, they're just hoping for something positive. To get a 1st down, that's a bonus.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. They're 3 yards closer to the end zone. Here comes 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Looking for it with Warren. Out to the goal line, but he won't reach it. So the defense keeps him out and forces 3rd and goal.
I think I can see that sideline considering the challenge down there. It was close, but I think he got barely enough to escape the end zone. Another run might not be so lucky.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. He gets it again. And this time he gets in for the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers double their lead to 14.
Ravens 14.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Ali to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. First look, a little pistol formation as they come to the line. 1st and 10. Now Jackson off the play action. Hits him on the out route. He's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Connects with Bateman. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. This one nearly moves the chains, but he stopped just shy of that marker. 6-yard pickup brings up 3rd down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Here's Lamar on the sneak. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the 1st down.
It's a gain of a yard.
That may not look much, but that is a confidence builder for quarterback and offensive line in particular. When you know you can push the pile on 3rd down on a sneak and get a 1st down, you may have to come back to that in a bigger moment in this one later.
1st down, here's Lamar. The right side is caught by Hopkins. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Yeah, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. From the gun, Jackson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the one he was looking for. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. But if that defense is flying around and making the play.
And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Again, it's Jackson to the air. Connecting again with Hopkins. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's 2nd down. Lamar throwing again. Has him on the quick hitter. It's inside the 10. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an applause. Especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Now Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Blitz coming, Lamar. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down.
I just hate that. I just hate to see that. Everything on the play was done so well. Everybody did their job, but you got to finish. You don't get many chances to make that type of play for your team. You got to come through on that touchdown.
He's going to keep this one. And they're going to say he was short. They held him out, Brock, and now we're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do here on 4th and goal.
Brings up 4th and goal.
Need to keep this drive going. Here's 4th and inches. Running for it. Here's Henry. He runs it across. Touchdown. The Ravens now within 1 score in the 4th. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. So, Brock, they take a gamble, and it pays off with a big touchdown on 4th and goal.
And they do it on the ground as well, and that just speaks volumes. That's confidence that you can own this line of scrimmage, and your back will see a lane and will get the job done. That just infuses your team and your sidelines with so much confidence.
Here's Luke for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Ravens 21.
Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here's Gainwell. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember. But as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Completed over the middle. And nothing doing after the catch, but a good gain on it. They're down to the 35. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go.
Now that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space. QB receiver, deliver.
All set to go now from the 35. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. Very small gain, if anything here, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
You know, it's pretty clear just watching this unfold. They want to find a way to get this player in space where he's most dangerous. Defenders made sure they kept him contained and limited what came off on that one.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. That's all they had. So the offense free to start running the clock down now. Third down, they need 7. Back to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And it's going to be a win for the Steelers. He gets them the first, and they can run this clock out.
And the Steelers, 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, and sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Here's a design run. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore. And, partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
With Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.